Hello, my dear fifth grade students. I'm Mr. Ahmed Magdy, your math teacher. Our lessons today are the 12th and 13th lessons of the fifth unit of the fifth grade curriculum for the academic year 2024-2025. This unit talks about multiplication and division with decimals, and today we will talk about dividing decimals by whole numbers, and we will talk about dividing decimals by decimals. And we will solve a lot of examples to make sure we understand this lesson very well. So let's go. First, we wanted to talk about how to divide decimal number by whole number. Let's first try with this example. I have 210 divided by 40. And if we try the normal algorithm of division, we will stop with 10 as a remainder and 10 as a remainder and 5 as a quotient. But I want the answer of this problem to be not include remainder. Okay, I don't want a remainder in my answer. So what can I do? I will continue in the division with putting a decimal point and some zeros next this decimal point. So if we have another zero, we will continue and the remainder will be 100. So we will continue our division. So 100 divided by 40, we will take 80. So 80 divided by 40 equals 2. And the remainder will be 20. We will repeat it again and putting another 0 next to 20 to be 200. 200 divided by 40 equals 5 and the remainder will be 0. So I stopped when I reached with no remainder. I don't want any remainder with my answer. So I continued by putting a decimal point, and after that I put some zeros next to the decimal point. So the answer will be 5.25. So in some examples, we can reach the answer without any remainder. But in some examples, we will reach the answer, but we cannot stop with zero remainder. So what can I do? This lesson talks about this problem. So let's try another example. I have 155 divided by 50. So what can I do? The first statement when my answer includes a remainder, and the second statement will be if I don't want to include a remainder. So let's try the first one first, and after that we will continue with the decimal point. So first we will divide the number without any decimal point. So I have 155 divided by 50. Okay, so 1 divided by 50 it can be, so I will put 0 and I will take the next digit. So I have 15 divided by 50. It can be because 15 is less than 50. So I will put another 0. So I have 155 divided by 50. If I wanted to put the timetable of 50, I will have 1, 2, 3. So 1 by 50 equals 50, 2 by 50 equals 100, and 3 by 50 equals 150. So I will take 150. Okay, so 150 divided by 50 equals 3, and the remainder will be 5. So if I want the answer includes a remainder, so I can say it's 3 remainder 5. Okay, but now I don't want the answer to be included a remainder. So what can I do? Let's repeat it again. So I have 1, 5, 5, and divided by 50. So I will repeat the steps again. So I have 0, I have 0, I have 3, and I have 150, and the remainder will be 5. So after that, what can I do to put the decimal point in the dividend to continue the division operation? So I would put the decimal point right here after the last digit of the dividend. Okay, and after that I will put 1 0 next to the decimal point. So I have 0, so let's continue our division. So it will be 50 divided by 50 equals what? But first, don't forget to put the decimal point at the quotient. So I will put the decimal point right here after 3. So 50 divided 50 equals 1. So I will put 1 above 0. So the result will be 3.1. So the result when I want the answer not to include a remainder, so it will be 3.1. So this is our final answer. Okay, let's try another one, but now I have some cases of division. We can call it infinite division. But why? Let's try this example. I have 5.5 divided by 3, and I wanted the answer to be rounded to the nearest hundredth. But why? Let's try and get the answer. First, I have 5 divided 3 equals what? I will take 3, so 3 divided 3 equals 1. And after that, I have 5 minus 3 equals 2, so the remainder equals 2. Next, I have the decimal point, so I will put the decimal point next to 1. And next, I will put 5 next to 2, so it will be 25. 25 divided by 3 equals what? I don't know, because 25 is not in the timetable of 3. So I will take 24. So 24 divided by 3 equals 8. And the remainder will be 1. This is a dividend. But why did I continue in the division operation with some zeros like that? I want to find the answer without any remainder. So I will put some zeros to continue the division operation. So next I have 0 next to 1 to be 10. So I have 10 divided 3 equals what? I will take 9. So 9 divided 3 equals 3, and the remainder equals 1. Again, I have here the remainder will be 1, and again I have remainder 1. So what can I do? Let's repeat the division operation again. So I have 0 next to 1 to be 10. So 10 divided by 3 equals 3, and the remainder will be 1 again. So this division is infinite division because there is no end. I cannot reach the end of the division operation because I cannot reach the remainder to be 0. So this division is infinite division. So the result will be 1.8333333 with no end. So this is the reason that he told me that I want to round the result to the nearest hundreds. So here I will round the answer here to the nearest hundreds. So I have 3, and the next digit will be 3. So I can say the result will be rounded to 1.83. So this is our approximation answer, not our final answer. Okay, let's try another one. He said use a standard algorithm to find the quotient of each of the following and make sure that your answer does not include a remainder. So, first I have 58.05 divided by 15. So, let's try the normal algorithm of the division. So, I have 5, 8.05, and I have the divisor 15. Okay, so let's try to make the timetable first. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 by 15 equals 15, 2 by 15 equals 30, 3 by 15 equals 45, 4 by 15 equals 60, 5 by 15 equals 75, 6 by 15 equals 90, and 7 by 15 equals 105. So, the first digit here is 5, so 5 divided 15 equals what? Equals 0, because 5 is less than 15. So, let's take the next digit. So, I have 58. 58 is between 45 and 60, so I will take 45. So, 45 divided by 15 equals 3. So I have 3, and the remainder will be 13. Okay. Next, I have the decimal point. So I will put the decimal point in the quotient, and I will have the next digit. So I have 0. So I have 130. So let's continue in the timetable to reach 130. So I have 8 times 15 equals 120, and 9 by 15 equals 135. So 130 is between 120 and 135. So I will take 120. Okay. So 120 divided by 15 equals what? Equals 8. And the remainder will be 10. Because 0 minus 0 equals 0, and 3 minus 2 equals 1. Next, I have the next digit is 5, so 105. It is in the timetable of 15, so I will take 105 and I will divide it by 15, so it will be 7. So the remainder will be 0. So my answer does not include a remainder. So this is my final answer, 3.87. The next one, I have 3 divided by 40. What is this, mister? You can divide a small number by a big number? Yes. Let's try this one. I have 3 divided by 40. This is 3. This is 40. So 3 divided by 40 equals what? Equals 0. Okay. But I want to continue because I want my answer does not include a remainder. So I will put the decimal point right here and right here. And I will put some zeros in my dividend. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, and so on until I reach the remainder 0. Okay. So I have 30 divided by 40 equals what? Equals 0 again, because 30 is less than 40. So let's continue. I have 300 divided by 40. So let's try to make the timetable of 40. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1 by 40 equals 40. 2 by 40 equals 80. 3 by 40 equals 120. 4 by 40 equals 160. 5 by 40 equals 200. 6 by 40 equals 240. 7 by 40 equals 280. 8 by 40 equals 320. 9 by 40 equals 360. So I have 300. And 300 is between 280 and 320. So I will take 280. 280 divided by 40 equals 7. So the remainder will be 20. Next, I have another 0, so it will be 200. And 200 is in the timetable of 40. So I will take 200, and 200 divided by 40 equals 5, and the remainder will be 0. So my final result will be 0.075 or 75,000. Next, I have 223.1 divided by 9. And he told me to round the answer to the nearest hundredth. So I think this division is infinite division. So let's try to get the answer. So I have 223.1 divided by 9. So let's try to make the timetable of 9 to help us in the division operation. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So 1 by 9 equals 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, and 81. Okay. The first digit is 2. 2 divided by 9 equals what? Equals 0, because 2 is less than 9. So I have 22, the first two digit. 22 divided by 9 equals what? I think 22 is not in the timetable of 9. So I will take what? 22 is between 18 and 27. So I will take 18. So I have 18 divided by 9 equals 2. And the remainder will be what? Equals 4. Okay. Next I have 3. So I have 43 divided by 9. 43 is between 36 and 45. So I will take 36. 36 divided by 9 equals 4. And the remainder will be what? Will be 7. Next I have the decimal point. So I will put the decimal point in the quotient, and I have the next digit is 1. So I have 71. So 71 divided by 9, I think 71 is not in the timetable of 9. So I have 63 and 72. So I will take 63. 63 divided by 9 equals 7. And the remainder will be what? Will be 8. Okay. So I don't have any other digits. So what can I do? I will put some zeros. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, like I want. I will get the next 0. So I have 80. 80 divided by 9. I think 80 is not in the timetable of 9. So what can I do? 80 is between 72 and 81. So I will take 72. 72 divided by 9 equals what? Equals 8. And 80 minus 72 equals 8. Again. So I have the next digit will be 0. So I have 80 divided by 9, I will take 72. So 72 divided by 9 equals 8, and the remainder will be 8. Again, yes. So our division is of infinite division with no end. So I have 24.788888 and so on with no end. So I will round this result to the nearest hundredth, so it will be 24.7. And here I have 8, and the next digit is 8, so I will add 1, so I have 79, and this is our approximated answer. Okay. Next I have 1.21 or 1.21 divided by 6, and Again, he wants me to round the answer to the nearest thousandth. So let's try to get the answer. So I have 1.21 divided by 6. 1 divided by 6 equals what? Equals 0 because 1 is less than 6. So next, I have the decimal point. So I will put the decimal point first and I will take the next digit. So I have 1 and 2. It will be 12. 12 divided by 6 equals what? I think 12 is in the timetable of 6. So 12 divided 6 equals 2 and the remainder will be 0. Next I have 1. 1 divided by 6 equals what? Equals 0 because 1 is less than 6. So I don't have any digits. What can I do? Let's put some zeros. So next I have 1 0. So I will put 1 0 here. So I have 10 divided by 6 equals what? I think it will be 1 because 1 by 6 equals 6 and the remainder will be 4. Next, I will put another 0 here and here. So 40 divided by 6, I think 6 by 6 equals 36 and 6 by 7 is 42. So I will take 36. 36 divided by 6 equals 6. Okay, so the remainder will be 4. Again, I have another 0. So 40 divided by 6 equals what? I will take 36. 36 divided by 6 equals 6 and the remainder will be 4 again. So I think our division has no end. So it's infinite division. And I wanted to round the answer to the nearest thousand. So I have 0.20 and 1 is the thousandth in the thousandth place and the next digit is 6. So I will add 1. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. So our approximated answer will be 0.202. And this is our answer. Okay. Next, I wanted to talk about how to divide a decimal number or decimal fraction by another decimal number or decimal fraction. But first, you must know this information. To divide a decimal by a decimal, you can use the same way of dividing whole numbers by writing the divisor as a whole number. I cannot divide by a decimal number. So what can I do to make the decimal number or the divisor? To make the divisor as a whole number. So we can multiply the divisor and the dividend by 10, 100, 1000 and so on according to the number of places of the decimal part of the divisor. Again, we will multiply the divisor and the dividend by 10, 100, 1000 according to the number of decimals, the number of places of the decimal part of the divisor, not the dividend. So we have an example like this. I have 32 divided by 4/10 or 0.4. So I want to get rid of the decimal point in the divisor 0.4. So what can I do? I will multiply the divisor by 10. And if I multiply the divisor by a number, I must multiply the dividend by the same number. So I have 0.4 by 10 and 32 by 10. So it will be 320 divided by 4. So it will be 80. So you can say that 32 divided by 0.4 equals 80. Yes, this is the same answer. So this operation is equivalent to this operation. Okay, so if I have the decimal point in the two numbers, we can multiply the two decimal numbers by the same number, maybe 10, maybe 100, maybe 1000, to make the divisor as a whole number, to make the divisor a whole number. So we can make this step by moving the decimal point, just the decimal point. You can move the decimal point in the dividend by the same number of places that you need to move the decimal point in the divisor to make the divisor a whole number. So in the first one here, I have 3.2 divided by 0.4. So I will move the decimal point right here one place. So I will move the decimal point in the first number one place to the right. Okay, so it will be 32 divided by 4 equals 8. Here in this example, I will move the decimal point two places in the divisor because I have 0.07. So I want to make it 7. Okay, so I will move two places. So I will move the decimal point two places in the dividend. So it will be 42. So 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Here, I will look to the decimal point in the divisor. So I have to move it one place. So I will move it one place in the dividend. So it will be between 7 and 2. So I will have 27.2 divided by 8 equals 3.4. Maybe to make the decimal point disappear in the divisor, you can add some zeros to the right of the dividend so that you can move the decimal point. So in this example, I have 14.1 divided by 1.41. So I have the decimal point here in the divisor, and I have two digits next to it. So what can I do? I will move the decimal point two places to the right. So it will be 141. But here I have only one digit. So what can I do? I will add 10 here to make it with two digits. So I have one place, two places. So the result will be 1410 divided by 141. So the result will be just 10. So let's try to find the result or find the quotient of each of the following examples. The first one here, I have 29.76 or 76 divided by 6.4. So first, let's try to move the decimal point. Okay, so I have the decimal point right here with one place. So I will move it one place, and I will move it here one place. So it will be 64 in the divisor, and the dividend will be 297.6. Okay, so let's try to get the answer by the algorithm. So I have 297.6 divided by 64. First, let's try to make the timetable. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 by 64 equals 64. 2 by 64 equals 128. 3 by 64 equals 192. 4 by 64 equals 256. And 5 by 64 equals 320. Okay, let's stop here. Next, I will go to the dividend. I have 2 divided by 64 equals what? Equals 0, because 2 is less than 64. Next, I have 29. 29 divided by 64 equals what? Equals 0. Okay, so it will be 297. So I think 297 is between 256 and 320. So I will take 256. Okay, so 256 divided by 64 equals 4. And the remainder will be 1, 4, and 0. Okay, next I have the decimal point. Okay, so I will put the decimal point right here. And I will have the next digit. So I have 416. Okay, so let's continue in our timetable. I have 6 by 64 will be 384. 7 by 64 will be 7 by 4 equals 28. So I have 8 and carry up 2. 7 by 6 equals 44, and 44 plus 2 equals 46. So I have 468. Okay, so 416 is between 384 and 468. Okay, so let's take 384. So 384 divided by 64 equals what? Equals 6. And the remainder will be 6 minus 4 equals 2. And 41 minus 38 equals 3. So I have 32. But I don't have any digits right here. So what can I do? Let's add some zeros. So I will put 1 0 right here and 1 0 right here. So I have 320, and I think 320 is in the timetable. So I will take 320 and divide it by 64. So 320 divided by 64 equals what? Equals 5. And the remainder will be 0. So our answer will be 4.65. And this is our answer. Let's try another one. I have 0.1134 divided by 0.18. So let's move the decimal point first. I have 2 digits right here, so I will move 1 place, 2 places, so the decimal point will stop right here. So I have 18. And here I will move the decimal point 2 places, so I have 1, 2 places, so I will stop here. So I have 11.34. So it will be 11.34 divided by 18. So I have 1.34 and I have 18. First, let's make the timetable of 18. So it will be, I have 1. Sorry. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So 1 by 18 equals 80. 2 by 18 equals 36. 3 by 18 equals 54. And 4 by 18 equals 72. 5 by 18 equals 90. And 6 by 18 equals 108. And 7 by 18 equals 126. Okay, let's stop right here. I have 1 divided by 18 equals what? Equals 0, because 1 is less than 18. 11 divided by 18 equals what? Equals 0, because 11 is less than 18. So I have the decimal point. So I put the decimal point first, and I will take 3 next to 11. So I have 113 divided by 18. I don't have 113 in the timetable of 18, so what can I do? 113 is between 108 and 126. So I will take 108. So 108 divided by 18 equals 6, and the remainder will be 7. Okay? The remainder will be 5. So next I have 4. So I have 54, and 54 is in the timetable of 18. So I have 54 divided by 18 equals 3. So the remainder will be 0, and the quotient will be 0.63, and this is our answer. Okay, let's try another one. I have 34.4 divided by 0.4. Okay, so let's move the decimal point first. One place to the right, one place to the right. Okay, so it will be 344 divided by 4. So 344 divided by 4. First, I have 3 divided by 4 equals what? Equals 0, because 3 is less than 4. 3 and I have 4, so 34 divided by 4 equals what? I don't have 34 in the timetable of 4, but I have 32 and 36. So I will take 32. 32 divided by 4 equals what? Equals 8. And the remainder will be what? 34 minus 32 equals 2. And next I have 4. So 24 divided by 4 equals what? Equals 6. And the remainder will be 0. So the quotient will be 86. And this is our answer. Next I have 3.175 divided by 2.5. So I will move the decimal point one place to the right. And here I will move it one place to the right. So it will be 31.75 divided by 25. Okay, so let's try to divide it. So I have 31.75 divided by 25. Let's make the timetable of 25 first to help us in the division operation. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so I have 1 by 25 equals 25, 2 by 25 equals 50, 3 by 25 equals 75, 4 by 25 equals 100, 5 by 25 equals 125, 6 by 25 equals 150, 7 by 25 equals 175. Okay, so 3 divided by 25 equals what? Equals 0, because 3 is less than 25. I have 31 divided by 25 equals what? I think it will be 1, because 31 is between 25 and 50, so I will take 25. 31 minus 25 equals what? Equals 6. Next, I have the decimal point, so I will put the decimal point first, and next I have 7. So 67 is not in the timetable of 25, so I will take what? I have 50 and 75, so I will take 50. So I have 50 divided by 25 equals 2, and the remainder will be what? Will be 17, because 7 minus 0 equals 7, and 6 minus 5 equals 1. The next digit is 5, so I have 175 divided by 25. I think it's in the timetable of 25. So I have 175 divided by 25 equals 7. So the result will be, or the remainder first, will be 0, and the result will be 1.27, 1.27, and this is our result. Next, I have a word problem on the division operation. So, Hussein distributed 75.5 kilogram of flour on 5 bags equally. What is the mass of each bag? So I want to distribute a number over a number, so it will be a division operation. So I have 75.5 divided by 5. So let's try to divide these two numbers by the algorithm. So I have 75 divided by 75.5 divided by 5. So first, 7 by 5, 7 divided 5 equals what? Equals 2, because I have, sorry, it's 1. So I have 1 by 5 equals 5, and the remainder will be 2. The next digit is 5, so I have 25 divided by 5 equals what? Equals 5, because 25 is in the timetable of 5. So 25 minus 25 equals what? Equals 0. Next, I have the decimal point. So I put the decimal point first, and I will get the next digit. So I have 5 divided by 5 equals what? Equals 1. So the result will be, or the remainder first will be 0. And the result will be 15.1. So I think the mass of each bag will be 15.1 kilogram. Okay. Next, I have some questions of a multi-choice questions. Maybe it's these questions appears in the final exams of the previous years. Okay, so I have the first one here. 0.228 divided by 0.4 equals 1 divided by 4. So first, I will move the decimal point. Here, one place to the right. Okay, so I will move the decimal point one place to the right. So it will be 2.8. So I think it will be number 8. First, or the next one, I have 1.2 divided by 0.12. Okay, so I will move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So I have 1, 2 places, and here I have 1, 2 places. Okay, so it will be 1, 2, 0 divided by 12. So I think 120 divided by 12 equals what? Equals 10. So it will be A. Next, I have 80 divided by 0.08. I want to get rid of the decimal point in the divisor. So I will move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So I have 1, 2 places. So I will add 2 zeros to the dividend. So it will be 8,000 divided by 8. So I multiply the divisor by 100. So I will multiply the dividend by 100. So I will add 2 zeros to the dividend. So it will be 8,000 divided by 8. 8,000 divided by 8 equals what? Equals 1,000. So the result will be 1,000. Next, I have 4.2 divided by 0.6. I want to move the decimal point. So I will move it one place, or I will multiply by 10. So I will multiply the dividend by 10, or I will move the decimal point one place to the right. So it will be 42 divided by 6. So 42 divided 6 equals what? Equals 7. Number 5, I have 32.5 divided by what? Equals 100. So what can I do? If we wanted to define the divisor we can divide the dividend by the quotient. So I think we can divide 32.5 divided by 100. If we want to get the divisor, we can divide the dividend by the quotient. So it will be 32.5 divided by 100. And we talked about this point in the previous lesson. If we wanted to divide by 100, we will move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So it will be 2 places. So I have 0.325. 0.325 or choice C. Next, I have 8.3 divided by 3 equals what? And I wanted to round the answer to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so let's try to divide it first. I have 8.3. Let's zoom first to write the answer. So I have 8.3 divided by 3. Okay. So 8.3 divided by 3. 8 divided 3 equals what? Equals 2. Because I have 2 by 3 equals 6. And the remainder will be 2. Next, I have the decimal point. So I will put the decimal point in the quotient, and I have 3. So 23 divided by 3 equals what? I think 23 is between 21 and 24. So I think we can take 21. So 21 divided by 3 equals what? Equals 7. Okay? And the remainder will be 2 again. So I think first, let's put some zeros next to 3. So the next digit is 0. So I have 20. 20 divided by 3 equals what? I think 20 is between 18 and 21 in the timetable of 3. So I will take 18. So 18 divided by 3 equals what? Equals 6. And the remainder is 2. Again. Next I have 0. So it will be 20. And I will repeat this operation again. So I think it will be 6 again. And 6. And 6. And 6. With no end. So our result will be 2.76666 with no end. So I wanted to round it to the nearest hundredth. So I have 2.76666. So in the hundredth place we have 6 and the next digit is 6. So I will add 1 to 6. It will be 7. So I have 2.77. So our answer will be choice B. Next, I have 462 divided 462.3 divided by 0.23, and the other side we have 4623 divided by 2.3. Look carefully to the two sides right here. The first one, I have the decimal point between 2 and 3, and here I have between 0 and 2. Here, the decimal point disappeared in the first number, and the decimal point in the second number between 2 and 3. So, here, if I want to move the decimal point to make it between 2 and 3, so I think it will be 2.3. And here, I will move the decimal point 1 place to the right again. So it will be 4,623. And this is the same two numbers in the other side. So I think the two sides will be equal. Okay. Next, I have 30 days is approximately equals what? Or how many weeks? I think I will divide 30 over 7. But 30 is not in the timetable of 7. So we will search about a number or search about two numbers which 30 is between them. So I think I have 28 and 35. So I will take 28. 28 divided by 7 equals 4. And the remainder will be what? Will be 2. Next, I will put a decimal point here and here. And I will add 1 0 right here and here. So it will be 20. Okay, so I have 20 divided by 7 equals what? 20 divided 7, I think we have 14 and 21. So I will take 14. So 14 divided by 7 equals what? Equals 2. And the remainder will be 6. Next, I have 1 0 here and 1 0 here. So 60 divided by 7 equals what? I think it will be 8. Because I will take 56. But I wanted to round the number, the quotient, to the nearest week or the nearest whole number. So I have 4 and the next digit is 2. So 2 is weak digit. So I cannot add 1 to 4. So I think the rounding will be 4. Or the result will be approximately 4. Next, I have 1.1 divided by 1.3. So I want to round it to the nearest tenth. So let's try to divide these two numbers. But first, let's move the decimal point. So I have one place to the right, one place to the right. So I have 11 divided by 13. 11 divided by 13, I think 11 is less than 13. So I think I will put 1 0 right here. Next, I have the decimal point. So I will put the decimal point first. Okay. And I will add some zeros. So first, let's try to make the timetable of 30. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 by 13 equals 13. 2 by 13 equals 26. 3 by 13 equals 39. 4 by 13 equals 52. 5 by 13 equals 65. 6 by 13 equals 78. 7 by 13 equals 91. And 8 by 13 equals 104. And 9 by 13 will be 120. 170. Okay, so I have 110. 110 is between 104 and 117. So I will take 104. Okay, so 104 divided by 13 equals 8. And the remainder will be 6. I will add 1 0 again and 1 0 again. So I have 60 divided by 13. 60 is between 65 and 52. So I will take 52. Okay, so 52
divided by 13 equals 4. Okay, so 60 minus 52 equals 8. And I will add 1 0 again here and here. So I have 80. 80 divided by 13, I think 80 is between 78 and 91. So I will take 78. 78 divided by 13 equals what? Equals 6. So I have 8, 4, and 6. And the remainder will be 2. But I wanted to round the result to the nearest tenth. So I have 0.846. Okay, so I have 8 in the 10th place, and the next digit is 4. So 4 is a weak digit, so we cannot add 1 to 8. So I think our rounding will be 0.8, and this is our answer. Next I have 224.38 divided by 65. So we will divide the first number 224.38 by 65. Okay, so first let's make the timetable first of 65. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1 by 65 equals 65. 2 by 65 equals 130. 3 by 65 equals 195. And 4 by 65 equals 260. 5 by 65 equals 325. And 6 by 65 equals 390. So next I have 7 by 65 equals 455, and 8 by 65 equals 520. Okay, so the first digit is 2 less than 65, so I will put 1 0. Next I have 22 is less than 65, so I will put another 0. Next I have 224. 224 is between 195 and 160 and 260. So I will take 195. 195 divided by 65 equals 3, and the remainder will be what? Will be 29. Okay, so next I have the decimal point. So I will put the decimal point right here. And next I have 3. So 293 is between 260 and 325. So I would take 260. 260 divided by 65 will be 4. So the result will be 3 minus 0 equals 3, and 9 minus 6 equals 3, so I have 33. The next digit is 8, so I have 338 divided by 65. 338 is between 325 and 390, so I will take 325. 325 divided by 65 equals 5. So the result will be 8 minus 5 equals 3, and 3 minus 2 equals 1. So the remainder is 30, but I don't want any remainder. So I will add 1 0 right here next to 8 and 1 0 next to 3. So I have 130 divided by 65. I think 130 is in the timetable, so I can say it's 2. So the remainder will be 0. So our result is 3.452 and it's choice B. Next, number 11, I have 35 divided by 0.7. So I will move the decimal point one place to the right, and or maybe I can say I will multiply by 10. So I will multiply 35 by 10. So it will be 350 divided by 7. So the result will be 50. Next, I have 90 divided by 0.03. So I will move the decimal point two places. Or maybe I can say I will multiply by 100. So I will multiply here by 100. So the divisor will be 3 and the dividend will be 90 by 100 equals 9,000. So it will be 9,000 divided by 3 equals 3,000. Next, I have 1.5 divided by 0.5. So I will move the decimal point one place to the right, and in the dividend, I will move the decimal point one place to the right. So I have 15 divided by 5 equals what? Equals 3. Next, I have 25.25 divided by 0.25 equals what? I will move the decimal point two places to the right. So I will multiply by 100. I will multiply 1 by 100. So it will be 2,525 divided by 25. Okay? So I can say it's 2,525 divided by 25. 2 divided by 25 equals 0. 25 divided by 25 equals 1. And the remainder will be 0. Next, I have 2. 2 divided by 25 equals what? Equals 0 because 2 is less than 25. Next, I have 25 divided by 25 equals 1, and the remainder will be 0. So the result will be 101. And with this, we have finished our video today, in which we talked about dividing decimals by whole numbers and dividing decimals by decimals, and we solved a lot of examples. I hope people understood our lesson today, and I hope that you solve many exercises in this lesson so that you can understand more. If you have any comment, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. I will see you in a new video and a new lesson. I am Mr. Ahmed Magdy. Goodbye.